Hey guys, welcome in everybody. Welcome to the Just Journaling Around event. So, Miss Julie should be finishing up. Let me make sure that I am everywhere I need to be. And all the good stuff. So, just journaling around event. Okay. Okay. Need to find myself. And I need to get myself shared. That would be good if I did that, right? Yeah, share myself into my own group. 3, 13, 24. No, I think it is. There we go. Alright, so hopefully we'll have some friends pop in and join us. There is Miss Connie. How are you, my sweet friend? Thank you so much for being here. Alrighty, let's get started. I just had myself pulled up and put myself away. So, hey there, Miss Susan. How are you, my friend? Thank you so much for being here. Good evening, Miss Sue and Miss Alicia. Oh, and Miss Maritza. Hey, it's been a while, my friend. How are you today? I hope everybody has been having a wonderful day. If you've been able to catch some of the event today, I truly hope that you have been enjoying yourself with it. So, if you have missed any of our amazing creators, please go back and get, watch replays. Replays are amazing. Hi there, Miss Julie. Thank you for sprinkling me out. So yeah, go back. There's been amazing crafters. There's still, we have up after me will be Two Sister Jam. We have Dana and Stacy. Then after that, we are going to have Christy from Christy's Cottage. And then finally, we'll have Deborah from Crafting with the Sassy Chicks. So, well, hello there, Miss Cruz Ortega. Welcome in. Thank you for being here for the first time. What am I having for dinner tonight? I actually was trying to get dinner and serve the kids and eat something and try to get here because I had to fill in. Miss Yachty was not able to be on at her time, so I was rushing to do all that. We had stew, vegetable chicken. Hey there, Miss Ruthie. How are you, my sweet friend? All right, let me get this pulled over. And hello there, Miss Wendy. Welcome. Hi, how are you? Oh, thank you for watching replays. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so many amazing creators. So as most of you know, we are taking today's event and essentially dedicating it, asking our fellow friends who are watching with us today to keep a very special sister, crafting sister, in your prayers. Miss Sherry from Sunshine Designs, who is in this event every month with us, is such a lovely soul. She is actually in the hospital right now, so she could use all of our prayers. So please, please, please keep her in your prayers. She was mortified when she messaged me that she couldn't be in the event, and I'm like, no, I mean, take care of yourself. It'll be okay. But that's just the sweet person that she is. She was so worried and concerned that it was gonna, you know, throw a loop or something, but she's so sweet. So I am so glad that you have been enjoying the event, Miss Wendy. Thank you. You made 2 different kinds of meatloaf and garlic mashed potatoes, regular corn and rolls. That sounds yummy. Hey there, Nicholas. How are you? All right. The other thing, you're Susan's guest. Well, that is amazing. I am so grateful that she has brought you over. So thank you, Susan, for sharing your friend with us. And there's Miss Grace. It was Miss Grace's first time with us today. You did amazing, my friend. You did amazing. This month, sometimes we have themes, and then you know, it's always up to the crafter's discretion what they choose to do. This month we were actually blessed with the digital kit called Spring Fever that is created by Cynthia from Guided Creations Printable Designs. Her and her husband create these amazing printable kits, and she gifted it to all of us creators so that we could craft and make something with it. And actually right now, if you go to her store, it is for the next 7 days. It is no code necessary. She's already put a 35% discount on that digital kit. So if you want to get it, I'd say take advantage of it. It is gorgeous. Let me just show you some of the pages. Now, there are 2 types of pages in the kit. So there's the double page, which, you know, when folded, okay, would make for a smaller size journal, okay. And so all I did was I printed mine off double-sided so that, you know, on both sides I would have images if I wish to use these, okay. Then there's also those that were full-size page. So I printed these ones off full size because if some of you remember, last year I designed this and I showed you guys how to make a very simple cover out of an Amazon paper bag. Okay, so we all know that we get these, you know, because we be ordering stuff, and I'm like, this is how you can use it. You can recycle it and make it into a cover. So I covered it with a really pretty print. This comes, it is a digital that you will download. So when you purchase it, you will get the link to download it. You save it to your computer. You can print it as many times as you would like. You can downsize it, upsize it. You know, you can choose to print. So like these are the ephemera. I chose to print them on 2 pages so that they would be a little bit smaller, okay. Because this was like a full page and I was like, no, I want a smaller pocket, so, and I want some smaller cards, so I chose to shrink them and do them too. So you can do this however you want, okay. These are on lightweight cardstock. The papers I did on just regular printer paper, guys. I mean, there's, you know, you don't have to go all fancy with it because you do want it to be able to move. So that's what I did. You need a printer. Any printer works. Any printer will work for it. Well, okay, correction. You want to make sure you got color because you don't want a black and white one. Unless, I mean, that's all you want to print is black and white. But look at this. Look at how she did the montage with the different pages. So you guys get to see that. Like all the papers just like laying down is super, super cool. So I did these now. Some I tried to cut the border off, but you can tell there's a little bit of a border. It is what it is. It'll be okay. And so what I'm going to do is, because of how this is, I'm going to make a skinny journal. So I'm using the 8.5 by 11, and I'm actually going to essentially fold these in half, and I'm going to make myself a skinny journal. Okay. Now, this journal, this cover itself is a little too big for this to be, alright, so we're going to have to cut it down. And so you guys are going to actually come along the process of cutting this down to make it work for that. Alright, and if we have enough time, we're going to sew the signature in. So we're going to work on that. That's going to be our goal for my hour. Okay. So you can pre-make stuff if you want to. You can make them as you get them. I just want to show you guys, like, hey, if, you know, I pre-made stuff, you know, how do I adjust for what I'm going to put into it? So this is what we're going to do. Let me get my board real quick, if it'll come out. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to score my pages. Okay. So I'm going to score my pages. Girl, you fine. It'll be alright. Hey there, Miss Janet. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Alright, so I'm not going to be greedy, and I'm going to take no more than 2 or 3 pages at a time, okay, because I do want to make sure. Now, if you have a score board, okay, let me see if I can get you guys down a little bit more. Okay, if you guys have a scoreboard, all right, you need to measure where the line is here, okay, because that is where you start counting. You don't start counting where the first line is, okay? That was a rookie mistake I made at the beginning, so let me tell you, alright? So you guys don't do it. Okay, so I'm going to want to try to find my halfway point. So obviously we're not straight on the 8, so it cannot be 4, because if not it would be weird, right? But it is 8 1/4, so that means that I need to go 4 1/16. Does that make sense? Alright, and you score. Now what does scoring do? Scoring is going to help so that when you go to fold your papers, okay, that the paper doesn't crack on you. Now, with printer paper, you really don't have that problem as much as if you were using a cardstock, okay? Cardstock tends to be the one that will give you that issue of the paper cracking. The thicker the paper, the more crackle you're going to, you know, cracking you're going to get. And obviously, we don't want that, okay? Because if we crack the paper, what happens? We weaken the paper. Definitely not what we're trying to do, okay? And so we are just going to grab these and fold them. You love lesson time? Aw, thank you. So again, 2 to 3, whatever you feel comfortable. And if you only feel comfortable doing 1 page at a time, then do 1 page at a time, okay? Don't ever feel like you have to do things because somebody does it a certain way. You do what's comfortable for you, okay? Now, if you do get into any kind of paper crafting, especially like journal making and stuff, do you need this? No, okay? because some things, honestly, if you ask me, I will tell you very quickly. I do not measure, and I just messed that up. I do not measure. I'm not a measurer, guys. Okay? Aw, I'm glad. Hey there, Miss Jamie. Thank you for being here, my friend. So, make sure that this one is kind of, yeah, looking upwards. Oh, wait a second, because there's a butterfly, so I want the butterfly upwards, so, oh well. Roses will be down. They'll be fine. They'll be a-okay. Alright, what do you do if you don't have a scoreboard? Let me show you. Okay? Because we're taking the paper and we're just having it, okay? We're not doing any specific type of... Okay, you can take your paper, literally, you know, corner to corner, right? And then you're going to come out, you're going to make sure that you stay as level as possible. Come over here. It was a lot of fun to have you. Hey there, Miss Sheila. Miss Sheila, when are you going to join us again? So, see what I did? All I did was I, you know, folded it in half, made sure that the ends were, you know, and then came out and then went forward. Okay? If you're like, have thicker paper and you just doing your fingers is not enough, guess what? We all have a pair of scissors somewhere, right? The bottom end of our pair of scissors, that's your bone folder. Okay? That's going to give you that crisp edge that you need. Alright? Without having to make sure you buy this thingy. Alright? No, they're not made out of bone anymore. They are all plastic nowadays. I mean, I guess you might be able to find some of the old ones that were actual bone, but you know, yeah. So, oh, I am so glad that you enjoy it. It really does make me happy to know that you guys like to be in this event. Is Miss Carla here? There's my favorite Cajun queen. How you doing, dear? So again, I'm just doing these, as I would say, old school, right? Because I'm just rubbing my finger down it. And then if you have, again, if you don't have a bone folder, just use your scissors. What's kind of creepy? Kind of threw me off. Hey, Miss Yvonne, how you doing? Thank you for popping in. What's kind of creepy? I like creepy to an extent. Yes, Sister Carla is here. She popped in. She's such a sweetheart. Even when she works, she tries to pop in a bit. Hey, dear. So again, all I'm doing is grabbing them, making sure that they are as lined up as possible, right? And then that part you can do with the back of your scissors. Alright, and again, let's do this one going outward like this. And we'll do the same exact same. Okay? And again, you can do this multiple pages at a time. I will, however, suggest, especially if you're hand folding them, to do them one at a time, because I don't know about y'all, but with me, anytime I try to do that with my hands, the blessed things like to move on me, and then I end up with one that's longer or centered and the other one's not really centered. So, yeah. That's my experience. Okay? So, now we can look to putting all of our pages together and deciding, you know, if we are going to have one or two signatures. So what is a signature, you may ask? The signature is the grouping of pages that goes inside of a book, a journal, you know, anything along that particular, you know, vibe. So if you look at a book and you open it up and you see like there's a whole bunch of like little pleats of pages, that's going to be your signature. Okay? So that's the thing, is like, oh, okay, well that's the signature. Got it. Alright, let's see what we got over here. How many do we have? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this one. Oh, a real bone thing. Well, I mean, they tried to make use of everything. I don't think it was a human bone, but you never know, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I've got 2 signatures of 6 each, so we can leave them like this, and we'll actually end up in sewing both of these into our journal. Okay, so this one's is gonna be what we call a skinny journal because it's tall like this. Okay, and we'll have 2 signatures for it. Now let's get this all fixed up and ready for our journal. And this is where you come and you figure out, you know, like, okay, how much of this do I want left over, you know, things of that nature. And then you can bring it over. Now, because this is a soft cover, okay, the way the spine would work, which is, you know, usually the part of the book that has the name, okay, which is where all of your signatures are attached to. That's the spine. Because this is a soft one, I can just make it to go like in a straight U. I don't have to actually enforce it. But if you wanted to, you could put a little piece of cardboard here to give it some stability, okay? And actually make it a harder one. Alright, so I am actually going to utilize my paper as a guide. And I'm going to try and score without actually ripping my paper. Okay, so I know that this is where they'll be connecting. Now you could just leave a little center here, and then this is where we will attach it to. Okay, so I'm going to calculate from here where I'm going to bind it, and I'm going to lay it down again so that I can give myself that little bit of a guide. Okay, and then once I have that second one, that is when I can come over and figure out where it is that I'm going to. Why don't I make a trifold? I could make a trifold to come over like this. I can totally do that. That is an awesome idea. So let me get a piece of something to cover this up. I'm thinking. I think. Let me see if I can find it right quick though. And let's hope it fits too. So I've got that. And yeah, it'll work. Let me grab a piece of cardboard. Because I do want to give my... What is a trifold? So a trifold means that... Okay, so we talked about how, you know, we were going to make sure that we had it sealed here. And instead of me cutting this off to where it would be open like this, to where you open it up and then there's your pages, a trifold looks like one of those business binder things, okay, where you have this you have this folded here, and there's usually like two buttons with like a string, and then you take the string off, and then that would open up to, you see, it would open up then to your pages. So that is what she was talking about, doing a trifold. So to not cut this off actually included as part of the closure, and then this actually will be nice and tucked instead of it being me cutting it off or doing something of that nature. So I do like that idea, actually. Alright, I got myself a little piece of box here. It's just a little piece of box. That's all it is. Okay? And I am going to try to measure again, y'all, I don't actually measure per se. Okay? So I am giving myself a little bit of space over here, just because this is not going to cover the entirety of it. So I need this to be the same length. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to actually measure it. Oh, you're quite welcome. Anytime. I'm sorry, I did not see your question sooner. If not, I would have answered it sooner, my friend. Okay, so this is the length of the paper that I'm going to use to cover, which is what I'm going to want, because I'm going to want this to be, you know, I'm going to want my spine to be covered up. Okay, then we're going to look at what we had talked about as far as how thick do I need this based off of my signatures that I have. And as you see, I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, I'm not like full on fledged doing any kind of like, you know, I know that there are amazing crafters that are great at doing all of the measuring when they're doing their journals. That's not me, which is ironic because I am the math teacher. I do teach math and teach geometry and all of that, but y'all, when it comes to my crafting, I don't want that. If that makes any sense. I don't want that. And it's not for me. So, I'm just going to trim this up with my scissors. And we are going to cut this out. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. She's watching while eating. Yum. She's eating those two different types of meatloaf she said that she made with the mashed potatoes and stuff. She gonna she asked me what I made. I'm like, I just made some soup. I used all kinds of leftovers and threw it all in a pot and made soup. And sometimes that's what happens. I take leftovers and either make soup or make pasta, because those are the easiest way to stretch anything. It's the easiest way, honestly, to stretch things. And don't tell me that it's not, because y'all know it's true. It does. Alright, let me grab... I was like, I just saw a tail. Exactly. I do math all the rest of the time. I do not want to be doing math while I'm crafting. Not happening. You know, gotta grade papers, do math. Gotta do lesson plans, do math. You know, I am not about, you do the budgeting and all these kinds of things for the household, you gotta do math. So when it comes to my crafting, it's no. I'm sorry. That's why I said there are amazing crafters out there that are really good at it, and that's how they work. Their mind works that way. I can't. Like your St. Patrick's Day journal. Which, by the way, did you finish it? I know you were working on it. I just wasn't sure if you had finished it yet. Okay, so I see my score line. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. It is a homemade recipe. But you said you had 2 different kinds. So how did you make 2 different kinds? Are they like 2 different types of meat? 2 different types of seasoning? I know, we all miss Carla's face. I will be so happy when she gets back to being able to craft with us. You just have to do the lace part to it? You go. You rock. Alright, now, this is one of them adhesive peel and stick wallpaper, wall tile things from the dollar store, guys. So, that's what we're going to be using. And they have all kinds of pretty ones. I just wanted one that was kind of, I guess it sounds bad to say that I wanted one that was kind of plain. I don't want it to take away from my paper. So, I didn't want to do there's a really pretty green one. There's one with some birds on it and stuff. I just feel it would like take away from it, and I don't want that. So we're going to go with this neutral brown tan leaves, and I think it's going to look good. Okay. Now, the one thing okay. Both are with hamburger. Just 2 different, just 2 different types of recipes. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Usually for us, 2 different kinds of meatloaf just means what they're topped with. So, we usually do like traditional ketchup on one of them, and then we'll do like a 57 sauce, which my husband loves, on the other one. Now, if this is not going to be enough sticky, we might have to add our own glue. And it seems like we might have to help this out just a little bit, because I don't think it's going to be strong enough. Okay, so let's help it out a little bit. I'm going to put some glue down. She's only telling the truth, Miss Carla. I really hope that you've been able to work it out to where you'll be able to start going live soon, so we get to see you. Even if it's on just a replay, but still. Because I know I miss seeing you. That's why it's so fun when we get to call each other, because I get to hear your voice at least. So. And some of these techniques will be some of the things that I will be covering during my retreat in July. So if anybody is interested in coming along or being part of the virtual option, there is a flyer on my business page So if you're interested, just, you know, look at that. Send me any messages. I'll be glad to answer any questions. March the 22nd. Whoop, whoop. There we go. I know. We all can't wait to have her back. Y'all, it's horrible when these hackers come and take your stuff. You know, you work so hard for it. You know, getting through all the mumbo jumbo that the different social media platforms will put you through to have your pages, only for a hacker to come and take it from you. You're essentially not protected, and then you gotta start from scratch again. And that just is horrible. So if you guys can, please, if you're not following Carla, tag your go ahead and tag your new business page so that everybody can make sure that they're actually following the new business page. What looks like fun? My craft? I mean, it is fun. Journaling is always fun. Or are you talking about the retreat? And I'm a mixed media artist, is what I always claim myself to be. I love paper, but I do a lot with mixing different things like paper and stuff. So yeah, it is very discouraging. I agree. And it's horrible. I remember when I lost mine, I was just devastated. I was about ready to give up. I really, really was. Grateful I didn't, but I was very close to it. Just a lot of you kept on encouraging me. So I will always be grateful. There we go. Cajun Carla. So y'all need to make sure that you are following Cajun Carla. That is her new page. If you're not following her, please go give her a follow. That way, when she is ready to start going live, y'all can see her. So it is. It's awful. It's horrible. Yeah, I was just so discouraged when that happened. It's like, why? Like, like, why? What did I do wrong? And I don't go live like all the time. Like, you know, I'm not as steady on my lives as a lot of you are. So I was like, it's taken me forever to build my page, and I just can't do going live, as you know, all the time. It just doesn't work out good for me. So yeah, people are horrible. Yo, I keep on seeing a tail. I wonder if one of the cats is out there. Yes, they are. Oh, a lot. Do you know I still don't have my brother on my regular page? Because I lost my personal profile too. Like, they took it all. Like, they took my personal profile and my business page. And my brother's still not back on with me. I've tried to tell him, but I don't know. I was like, whatever, dude. It'll be fine. So Alright, so this is what we have so far. Okay, so I have where, and I can feel here the little piece that I did, so I'm going to come in with the bone folder. Okay. You could also do it with like a ruler that's not super sharp because you don't want to cut through it. It's going. It could go better, but it's going. I don't know if y'all can see. I got some of it out here. I'm prepping paper punches for a sale. I've been testing them out and making sure that they work. If they needed to be sharpened, I've sharpened them. So my husband's like, why do you have aluminum foil on your on your table? Only because I was sharpening punches. Yeah, nowadays you have to have 100 friends, you know, to have 100 followers. You have to wait 2 months before you can go live, which is crazy. So imagine you're having to restart, and then you have to wait because you can't even go live, so you can't even try to build back up. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so can you guys see how this is where I have that piece, that strip, to give me some stability? All right, now we are going to measure so I can so now instead of being, you know, essentially like just limped over when it's folded, it actually has a little bit of a body here because of that little piece of cardboard that I put. Okay, and now here I am going to just come in with the bone folder so that it will actually fold neatly on me. Alright, again, if you don't have one, you can use a ruler. Okay, I've done that before. You know how we used to use rulers to like press the papers over, and you know, nowadays we just got fancy smancy tools, but we used to do all this kind of stuff before without them. Okay, so this is the crease that's gonna fold over here. Okay, and this is where I can decide, okay, what would I like on here to hold, and you know, to do like a button or something of that nature. So we are going to pull out my thread. Let me put this back before I actually knock it down again. And my bookbinding kit out. So there's a few different tools that you can have to do this. There's a few different ways that you can bind as well. Okay, so it's all going to depend on like what it is that you're working on. Okay, now if you don't have waxed thread, okay, you can grab one of these that you can find in the sewing department. This is literally a box or a circle of, you know, of wax. And what you do is, if you have regular thread, which, let me see. Okay, so if I have like a piece of regular thread. Hey, my sweet Sherry, how are you, my dear? Tomorrow is Pie Day. So I'm gonna take, and you go through and you slide it through one of the grooves, and now this has become waxed. Now, why do you want to use waxed thread, or thread that you've waxed? Because it will glide better through your paper, and it is less likely to snag it. Another thing that you can use that a lot of times people don't think about, which is actually what this is not real thread, is dental floss. You can use dental floss to tie your books as well. Okay. I hope you are doing well, my friend. I really truly do hope so. Yeah, we used to use the floss too, and that's the thing. So, you know, your floss is, I mean, it's waxed. It's gonna hold up. It's durable. Alright, so now this little guy right here, this is actually printed. I got this off of Etsy actually, but we are memory keepers. They have their own, and this is what it is. You, same concept. You're gonna put your paper here. You're gonna take this. You're gonna put it over, screw it down to hold them, and it will help you to be able to count. You know, make sure that your hole punches for your thread are going to be even. That's what that's for. You can always just do it out in the air or straight into, where did my owl go to? Magpie printables the other day. What's a magpie? I'm lost. So 1, 2, 3. And so I have 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna do 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna turn it around because it wasn't long enough, right? And then we're gonna do 1, 2, and 3. Oh, it's a bird. Oh, yeah, I don't know what that is. We ain't got those here in Georgia, or if we do, I definitely don't know about them. You've heard of them, Miss Stacy? Well, y'all are definitely more abreast to things than I am. How are you doing? So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll swap this around. 1, 2, 3. Where did I get this sorcery? Etsy. It is amazing. Yes. It is 3D printed. I already told my husband I needed a 3D printer because I want to make tools. But yeah, on Etsy. So cool. Super cool. Okay. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just measure out where I find that funny that you call it sorcery. That's hilarious though. I do find that funny though. That is so funny. But it is an awesome tool to have. so that's gonna help me get, where did my needle go to? I was about to say, this thing, an awl, O-W-A-L, that's what it's called. Yes, go get Dana with ya, and we will see you here shortly, my friend. I wonder who has the most cutting boards. I don't know. You made cardstock cheaters for your yeah. I have some of those too. And then I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use that. So this is again some of that wax thread, okay, and you're gonna want something a little bit smaller, but along the lines of an upholstery needle, to where it's got a point but it's not like super sharp. I go on Etsy. If you guys give me a bit, when I get off, I will I'll post it, if I can find where you know, from my orders, and I'll post it for you guys so you guys can see it. You only have 2. Love you too. Yes, they are a lot of fun to have. Alright, so you always want to start somewhere in the middle, okay? And as far as scoreboards go, well, I will say I do have 2, okay? But hear me out. The first one that I bought is the one you guys saw me with tonight. That's the one that I have to pull the leg open, and it's a real pain in the rear end, okay? So I went back and bought the I bought the one that is, what's that called? The one that opens. I forget what it's called. So it does the 12 by 12. It fully, completely opens. So I have 2. What's it called? Bookbinding tool, I think is how I looked it up, was bookbinding tool. So if I'm not mistaken, that was how I worded it when I was looking for it, was bookbinding tool. I think the name of the company is something towards the effect of like four girls. I can't remember. Something. But yeah, it was it's actually a really cute story, because the wife obviously does the crafting, and the husband was the one who decided to come up with these different designs for things. Hey, Miss Marcy. Did it not go all the way through? Evidently not. Now it did. Welcome in to everybody. Okay, and as you can tell, I went down, up, down, and then I'm gonna come back through again, so that way it's gonna be nice and taut. Okay, so you can come back through that hole again. So just be mindful that you're gonna come back through the hole. And this is why having that wax thread is very beneficial, because you're not you're less likely to tear your pages. Okay? Alright, come on out. Come on out the hole. There we go. See, she came out the same hole again. And now I go up through the last hole, which would be great if I could see where the last hole was. That is why I love having nails, because I can use them when I'm crafting. Oh, so guys, up after me is Two Sister Jams, so make sure you're sticking around and you're watching Dana and Stacy. They are amazing when it comes to paper crafting. They are very, very talented sisters. Super funny to watch. I promise you, you will love them. And so make sure that you definitely are checking them out. They sell, they do live sales on Facebook. So, you know, they're known for their vintage trims. So if you like that kind of stuff and you like to add that kind of stuff to your to your journals, then yeah, you definitely want to check them out. That's all I'm gonna say. You're definitely gonna want to check them out. Okay. All right. So, all right, what do you do now? You're just gonna make a knot. Okay. Oh, I should not have taken that one. Okay, so I went underneath. All right, so that I can give myself and make sure that it's nice and tight. And then you can make this type of knot however you choose to. You can make it with the cute little bunny ears, you know. You can just make a straight knot and cut it. Yay! Thank you so very much, Miss Cruz. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. So, yup. Did you guys get to see, so these obviously, I'm gonna do one more knot and then I'm going to cut them, okay? And then I have one more signature that I need to sew in. And so then I'm going to add, and let me show you because I already have a button laced up, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. Just so that you guys get an idea of something that you can do. Okay. So this is a plain button, so I'll probably fix it up. You can take a button, okay, so you can sew it on the top here. This is elastic, guys, okay, and yes, I know I need to also get with you about trim. And then see, so this will be attached. Obviously I'm going to put something prettier there, and then you get your elastic. You can open this up, and then you would open up and you can start journaling. So I hope you liked it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you ever want to go back and re-watch this, if you have any questions like about the techniques and stuff, I do stream my lives into my YouTube channel, same name. So if you guys ever want to, you can go over there, subscribe, and you can always go back and watch these, because as we know, FB is taking down all the videos after a while on Facebook. So just know that there's that option out there for you guys. Okay, thank you so very much again for being here. I really do appreciate it. Simple, like I said, we were reusing, you know, an Amazon brown package that we get those all the time, right? So used it, made a really pretty cover with it. So thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Hi, Miss Janet. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, everybody. Y'all are amazing. And make sure that you're sticking around. And let me go find our next two creators.